Nation, this next battle is 3 5-minute rounds in the bantamweight division. Brave Nation, introducing your first warrior. Fighting out of the blue corner, this man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 4 wins and no losses. He stands 172 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 61.7 kilograms. Representing SBG, Port Arlington, Ireland, and fighting out of Ireland by way of Latvia, please welcome Matiss Zaharovs. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, this man's a mixed martial artist with a professional record of 4 wins and 1 loss. He stands 175 centimeters tall and weighs a ready 61.1 kilograms. Representing KHK Team Bahrain and fighting out of Dagestan, Russia, please welcome Gamzat Magomedov.
Is Gamzat, and this fight has dynamite, has fireworks, has excitement written all over it, Keurig. Matiss starting with a nice wide base.
Matiss is such a devastating striker. I could predict a quick end to this fight, but Gamzat Magomedov has incredible endurance. He's got an iron chin. I think this fight is going to go back and forth and back and forth.
Matiss also showed against Belal Tipsayev that he does have a quality wrestling pedigree. And let's not limit Gamzat. You know, there's a misconception that Gamzat is just a wrestler. He is an incredibly well-rounded mixed martial artist. He's very dangerous with the hands too. 2 wins by way of KO or TKO. Shot gets through there for Matiss Zaharovs. You can hear Philip Malpeter in his corner, giving Chris Fields a run for his money as the loudest corner man in the history of mixed martial arts.
There's a little bit of a stereotype about Russian fighters that they tend to be wrestling heavy. He's a KHK Team Bahrain fighter. He is a complete fighter.
Matiss staying on the bike, constant movement, perpetual motion to his left and his right. Does not want to be a static target for someone like Gamzat Magomedov. Charging forward is Gamzat. Wry smile on the face of Matiss Zaharovs. This is the kind of fight he loves. He loves testing himself against the best possible opposition, and that's exactly what he has in the form of the 2017 IMAF World Champion, Gamzat Magomedov.
A little bit of a height difference that Matiss is using to his advantage.
Nice work to the body and catches Gamzat. Gamzat fires back with reckless abandon. Need to be wary of that piston-like left straight right down the pipe from Matiss Zaharovs. He's having a little bit of success with that front kick to the stomach.
Phil, that was perfect timing. That straight left landed earlier. Corner was like, keep your hands up. Second time that came in on a single. May well be able to get it down to the ground. If he can, it'll be extremely telling in the outcome of this fight. And he did it.
And that is the freakish strength of Gamzat Magomedov, and here we see just how nuanced and clever his wrestling is. Momentarily elevated the hips of Matiss Zaharovs, and Zaharovs is in the deep, shark-infested waters of the ground with Magomedov.
Hard to take a man down, but statistically it's even harder to keep him down in mixed martial arts. We are seeing an outstanding job from the KHK representative in keeping his opponent down.
Nice work from Gamzat Magomedov to bring Matiss Zaharovs into the center of the cage, away from the cage wall, whereupon he may have been able to use it to get back up again. So much more difficult to get up in the center of the cage as opposed to being pressed against it.
And if you do make it up, as you're seeing right here, your opponent's gonna have your back. There's no cage that you can push your back up against and stop the back take from happening. Excellent technique going back and forth.
Nice work from Matiss Zaharovs to get the fight back to the feet. What he needs to do now is break that grip and turn inside towards Gamzat. This is the subtlety of mixed martial arts. This is the battle within the battle.
Gamzat back on that high crotch. Solid defense.
Trying to work that single leg.
Ran the pipe successfully, but it is hard to keep him down. Ankle pick.
That is beautiful work from Gamzat, and then beautiful defensive work from Matiss Zaharovs.
You just had an illustration there, Brave Nation, about why when you stand up, you want to have the fence on your back. Your opponent it's much more difficult for your opponent to take your back if you've got a fence to jam it up against.
Zaharovs momentarily threatened with the guillotine, but he now has the hand post. It hasn't been taken down entirely, but Gamzat doing the right thing by trying to shelf those legs. Now takes the back right in front of us here in our broadcast position. Breaking the grip is Matiss Zaharovs. Trying to get that heavy whizzer, but Gamzat really is just all over him like white on rice trying to get that takedown.
Possible figure 4 on the wrist coming.
Using it more so as a defensive technique to negate the takedown, but Gamzat just springs those hips out from underneath Matiss.
Once again, Brave Nation, as always in the sport, there's a risk reward when you try, boom, down to the ground. When you try and hit, when you're pushed up against the fence, it does compromise your balance to extent, and you're more likely to end up down on the ground like you saw right there.
Cheeky little back elbows there from Matiss Zaharovs in the closing stanzas of this first round.
Ooh, exciting round. Two give each other a little look of respect.
Obviously, the KHK team, Bahrain guys, are incredibly well conditioned, but sometimes that type of offensive wrestling style can deplete the cardio of the offensive wrestler as well.
Absolutely, Phil. Moving purposefully on the outside, throwing the occasional inside low kick, throwing that long jab does not, relatively speaking, take up an extraordinary amount of energy. Getting in tight on those hips, switching, single, double, high crotch, taking the back, trying for a back body lift, slamming the opponent down, trying to scramble. It takes a lot of energy. We see now Matiss Zaharovs is standing in his corner. He doesn't even feel the need for a stool. Extremely impressive, and there is the call for seconds out. Decky Larkin's not having it. He's going to start shoving fools momentarily.
Now, this is the best possible outcome for Matiss Zaharovs. Every fight starts standing, and this is exactly where he wants to be. He was having some early success with the hand, so every fight, as we say, starts on the feet.
But in order to throw a shot, you have to get yourself out of position to defend a leg attack. Beautiful long side kick. Not seen too often.
There's a little bit, I think that's a sponsorship logo on the shorts of Matiss Zaharovs. There's a little bit flapping there. Referee Decky Larkin might get rid of that, but it doesn't seem to be impeding the fight in any way, shape, or form at the minute. Matiss trying to land that jab to straight combination. Gamzat fires back with a big overhand. May use that big overhand to work his way in for the clinch takedown. And what I like so much about the work of Gamzat is it's all about those upper body tie-ups. He is a master at digging for the underhook.
Again, Matiss Zaharovs trying, those kicks are basically window dressing. That's what he's trying to land. Right there is that big straight left, but in order to do that, he's got to elevate his hips a little bit to the point he can be taken down. Fantastic defense from Matiss Zaharovs.
And that's a little bit of a win within the fight as we talk about being able to defend the onslaught. But again, massive overhands from Gamzat Magomedov. You can hear Philip Malpeter asking or encouraging his fighter to keep touching his opponent and circle, circle, circle. It needs to keep needs to be careful, keep skirting that outside of the cage, but right now, Matiss, I think he feels a little bit of the winds of change here at Arad Fort.
Very impressive strategy from Gamzat. He's the shorter fighter, does not have the reach advantage, so he keeps his head moving side to side, up and down, and presses the entire time.
It's not unlike the Belal Tipsayev fight that Matiss Zaharovs had. He was taken down early in the first, but then he just turned it up, and again, almost Nick or Nate Diaz style, just peppered his opponent with shots, and it's the cumulative damage, the cumulative effect of those shots that he lands that causes the damage. Oh, he
Big
caught him
shot
there.
landed.
He caught him there. And he's doing exactly what he needs to do. He's stepping
We're
off.
at short time. Maybe it's short time now.
Matiss Zaharovs trying to take the back, trying to get the submission. But surely if you're Matiss Zaharovs, you want to stand up in this position. He's just potentially giving Gamzat Magomedov a little bit of a reprieve. Oh, tried the home run, one header quitter. This fight is fantastic.
Huge shot attempted. It's what happens when you try a surprising shot. Sometimes it surprises you. Magomedov now in exactly where he wants to be, letting his head clear in deep on those hips.
I was just about to ask you, Carrick, is this enough time for Magomedov to let the cobwebs clear a little bit and regain his focus, senses, and equilibrium?
Liver shot goes away in about 48 hours. Body shot goes away in about 2 minutes. Head shot goes away in 5 to 10 seconds. Absolutely. The KHK man's head is now clear.
Big high crotch being attempted and successfully completed by Gamzat. Perhaps a little bit of frustration on the part of Matiss Zaharovs, knowing that he had his man hurt and now eating some shots.
There's an adrenaline dump that can occur when you think you have the fight won and you put everything into it and it doesn't happen. When your man guts through and is still standing in front of you, it does have a tough effect on an awful lot of fighters.
But what Matiss Zaharovs has shown is that he does have the ability, he does have the power to hurt Gamzat, and right now he's showing solid takedown defense. Trying to get in, create a little bit of separation. Big takedown again from Gamzat with a minute to go in the second round.
Gamzat looking to shelf the legs. If he does so, he'll get at least one shot into the head of his opponent, and perhaps just as importantly, rack up some points on the judges' scorecards.
And Carrick, what does a big shot like the likes that Gamzat just ate there that wobbled him a little bit, what does that do to the longevity cardio of a fighter? Does that deplete it?
It does not. That's the incredible thing about headshots is they are not money in the bank. I don't know the physiology behind it, but body shots tend to wear a fighter down. Headshots, 10 to 15 seconds later, you're back in the game as if it didn't happen.
30 seconds to go. Matiss Zaharovs forced to defend the rear naked choke. Now Gamzat could just slice through into
Gift
the mount
wrap.
position.
Both hooks are in.
Flatten them out. 20 seconds left. Eating big shots.
What a turnaround in this fight. Little scramble. Gamzat stays on top.
Matiss surviving, 10 seconds left to go. Will he see the third round? Gamzat valiantly trying to finish the fight. This fight has been swinging like a pendulum, Carrick.
Absolutely incredible back and forth round. That is mixed martial arts. Down. Crowd thought it was going to be stopped. Denied that Russian toughness. Came through and fought back. And it was nearly winning it at the end of the round.
Here you see the smart work from Matiss Zaharovs. Stick and move, land the big shots, wobbled Gamzat Magomedov, and surely that has to be the game plan. Perhaps a little bit of youthful exuberance from Matiss Zaharovs diving in the way he did. Philip Malpeter in the corner of Matiss will be telling him, get on your bike, land your shots. But what are the KHK team Bahrain guys telling Gamzat in the corner, Carrick?
They are telling him his man is going to get in a bicycle, circle from the outside, and try and throw those long shots. They're going to tell him when those shots come in, level change, try and get in on the hips and do your thing. Switch from the double to the high crotch, to the back. He's had great luck with it, but when he gets it down to the mat, he's got to be just a little bit more aggressive. He's got to take some chances and try and stop him.
So if Matiss is being told to get on his bike, Gamzat is being told to puncture those tires. Incredibly exciting third round in prospect here.
Gamzat's got to feel a little momentum now.
But Matiss Zaharovs he's got the eyes of a wild man that just loves the fight. Be interesting to see the first big shot that Matiss Zaharovs tries to uncork. Gamzat plodding forward, may look like it's a little bit of a plodding style, but he is so dangerous in the context of a mixed martial arts battle.
That inside low kick is critical to slowing his opponent down. If he can land maybe two more of those, he cuts that bicycle down a little bit, puts brakes on it. Woo! Beautiful high kick attempt from Matiss Zaharovs.
Zaharovs needs to keep employing that movement. He can't have his back against the cage in that kind of fashion, because that's exactly what Magomedov wants. That's where Matiss Zaharovs wants to be, right in the center of the Brave Arena. Philip Malpeter calling for Matiss Zaharovs to stand his ground and land his shots. Nice work from Matiss Zaharovs to defend the takedown, but Gamzat also gets a shot away.
Like to see Gamzat move that head just a little bit more from side to side. Getting just a little predictable, moving straight in.
Oh, big shot to takedown from Gamzat. Oh, nice elbow from Matiss, but that's a huge takedown.
Boom, down to the ground.
Matiss Zaharovs right in front of us here in the commentary position. You can see Gamzat just shelving those legs. That is high-level expert wrestling. Gamzat trying to transition into the side control. Good job from Matiss to get his guard back, but where he really wants to be is on his feet, landing big shots. Has the potential to land elbows from the bottom. Gamzat again trying to transition to the pass.
Once again, Phil, I cannot express how impressed I am. Gamzat Magomedov coming back from what I thought very well could be the end and is once again in ascendancy on top.
Showed just how supremely conditioned he is by recovering and scoring a takedown of his own. Needs to be wary of the head-arm triangle here, does Matiss. Does so and gets the arm out of danger. You'd like to see him try and get the feet on the hips to try and push away, to try and create distance, but against someone like Gamzat, that's so much easier said than done.
Phil, fans do, of course, love to see those legs go open, see an armbar attempt. I don't think that's wise here. I don't think an armbar would work. I do think it would end up with his opponent top cross side.
2 minutes left in the third and final round. Zaharovs needs to implement that renowned cardio, get his back to the cage, post and get up. Trying to work for the triangle, but again, easier said than done against somebody with the ability of Gamzat Magomedov.
Excellent elevation attempt. Pass to top half guard.
90 seconds left in the third and final round.
Matiss has done a phenomenal job of regarding, which he's almost accomplished here.
Gamzat doing just enough to keep himself honest, to land the strikes, keep himself honest in the eyes of referee Decky Larkin. Steps over into the half guard position, and with a minute left, it really is do or die right now for young Matiss Zaharovs. Gamzat Magomedov doing exactly what he needs to do and just wearing on Matiss Zaharovs.
Looking to set up that arm choke again. It was denied by Matiss Zaharovs, who to his credit is showing off an excellent guard, and a guard when your head is up against the cage, the Brave Combat Federation cage, is no kind of guard at all. Nevertheless, he's doing a good job of protecting himself, but as you can see, not fully. He is taking shots to the head. He is in position to possibly see a submission set up. He's now out.
With just 20 seconds left, might Matiss Zaharovs rue the moment where he shot in and tried to take the back of Gamzat midway through the second round? Shots being landed by Gamzat, who finishes the fight on top. Both these men have earned one another's respect. This was an incredible fight between, again, two absolute warriors, young talents who are only going to get better and better here in the Brave Arena. Here we see the work from Gamzat charging forward, lands the big strike into the takedown, and that is his bread and butter right there, Kerry.
It is, Phil. Most people see the excitement in mixed martial arts as being what happens in the cage when the fight is going on, but there is excitement too in the score. I don't know what way these judges are going to go, and I'm nervous. I can make an argument either way. I know who I think is ahead. I'll let you know if it's the way I thought, but I am excited to see which way the judges call this one.
Incredibly exciting battle. It was like watching 3 different fights in 3 different rounds. Absolutely incredible performance from both men, and it'll be interesting to see which way the judges interpreted the fight. As we know, more often than not in mixed martial arts, wrestling is king. Interesting to see if that is what has transpired here tonight at Brave Combat Federation. 49 super fights, and Kerrick, we still have 4 incredible bouts left. We have Mohamed Mokayev versus Abdul Hussein. We have Ikram Aliskerov versus Miro Jurkovic. We have Shorty Torres versus Blaine O'Driscoll, culminating in Luan Miao Santiago taking on Benoit, God of War, Saint-Denis. Carlos Kramer is ascending the steps, making his way into the Brave Arena here at the incredible, the iconic Arad Fort. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a decision.
Phil, all 4 of those fights you mentioned are, in a word, super fights, or maybe that's 2 words.
All right, Brave Nation, another amazing battle inside the Brave CF 49 Super Fight cage. After 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. Your first judge scores about 30-27. Your next judge scores about 29-28. Your third judge scores about 29-28 for your winner. By unanimous decision, out of the red corner in cage, KT Marine, Gamzat Magomedov!